up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Go to livecortex.com. Powerful products. We have powerful nootropic products there. livecortex.com/blog, giant blog for nootropics information. Facebook.com/cortexstacks. That's us on Facebook. And also for those of you who like me and just like my content, I put out a bunch of different content related to business, entrepreneurship, health, fitness at Facebook.com/Ryan Michael Ballo. That's my individual page. I just started it in the last month or so. So I need a lot of likes on that. Facebook.com/Ryan Michael Ballo, if you please. Okay, so check this out. I want to give you the topic before we do Product Pro because this is like one of the most interesting nootropic subreddit threads I've come across. It's called Piracetam versus Oxiracetam optimizes the cholinergic system, which you would think is like a combination or a comparison between oxiracetam and piracetam and how they might optimize cholinergic functioning in the brain. But what this guy really goes on to say is that he essentially realized that he doesn't need a choline source when he takes racetams. He just needs the racetam, and the racetam works truly well. It doesn't burn up a bunch of choline like folks say it might, or folks say that it does, or some studies prove that it does. But rather, just for him, it just seems to optimize the cholinergic system where he can actually function normally again. He doesn't need choline. He just needs a racetam to optimize the system. So I'm going to talk about that. We're going to get into the details. I'll read you what he said to break this down even further. This is one of the most interesting things I've come across and might be truly interesting for some of you. Let's do a minute of Product Pro. We've got 6 powerful products. The Cortex Nootropic Stack right now, $27. Get Cortex, $27 right now. It's really a stack for everything: motivation, mental energy, speed of processing, productive drive. Did I say verbal fluency? Verbal fluency is really the key standout effect. I mean, if you want to have great verbal fluency, buy Cortex. It'll change your life. Okay, number 2, we've got 5 digital nootropic stack lists, the new PEP Pro stack list, giant list of new PEP stacks, the Racetam God Guide, 80 Racetam stacks. These are highly effective, brain state specific. The nootropic stacks for the business professional, for business people, 100 stacks in there that are for productivity. The Smarter, Better, Faster digital guide, this is for anybody new to nootropics, teaches you everything. And then there's the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam. Also, we've got a product called the Nootropic Starter Pack. It's Cortex, our stack, plus Smarter, Better, Faster, which is a digital guide to teach you how to use nootropics. Okay, right now, that's all 20% off. 20% off right now. Links in the description below. We've got 2 consults, nootropics consulting, and then we also have a chronic fatigue syndrome consult. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Okay, so check this out. Basically, I'm just going to read you what this guy says to give you an idea of exactly what's going on. In my experience, I'm just going to start from the most salient parts. In my experience, I realized that oxiracetam gave me choline headaches and brain fog after the buzz due to its substantial consumption or release of acetylcholine. And that's one of the things we know that oxiracetam does. There's a rat study, famous rat study, that demonstrates that it releases more acetylcholine in the hippocampus. Oxiracetam does. This is expected as the potency of oxiracetam is considered higher than piracetam. So I picked up some piracetam. So he's thinking, maybe piracetam will just use less choline and we'll go from there. And I dosed 300 milligrams alpha GPC, which, again, if you guys watch this channel, you read any of our digital guides, you know that's probably too much. Folks really ought to dose between 50 and 150 milligrams of CDP, choline or alpha GPC, because they're so bioavailable. And then he says, however, and then 1.2 grams of piracetam with 300 milligrams alpha GPC. This gave me strong lethargy and brain fog. Well, of course it did, because it's too much alpha GPC. Then I took 50 milligrams of alpha GPC, and then 1.2 grams of piracetam. Similar results, but less lethargy. Okay, so he's just proven right there that it was the alpha GPC causing the lethargy. He scaled it down, and then he didn't get it. But then I scaled my dose to 2.6 grams of piracetam and no choline whatsoever. And this is where then he goes on to say, my brain felt like it has, it has awoken from hibernation. I got coffee with my ex-girlfriend years ago and remembered every facet, memory, moment in old detail. My verbal fluency skyrocketed. My driving ability and reaction time was quicker during peak traffic. It felt like different parts of my brain had reestablished a connection. No brain fog or mental acuity. Okay, so what does that tell us? Number 1, that is a case where somebody takes piracetam, no choline source, absolutely functions awesomely, right? So it's just a case where some people are not going to need choline with racetams, piracetam particularly. The second thing that it really tells us, though, is that this is a case where a person does not need additional choline into their diet or to take GPC or CDP choline with a racetam, but that they just need that system to work better. That somehow in their past, through one reason or another, I always suspect pharmaceutical drugs because I know what their mechanisms are on there. I know they mess with cholinergic signaling, some of them, the anti-anxiety ones especially. Somehow, the efficiency with which his brain signals acetylcholine, sends acetylcholine between neurons, and the brain generally sort of uses it, and all the cholinergic pathways, which are really just like areas of the brain within which acetylcholine is a part of and gets released and contributes to excitatory, stimulatory, or otherwise functional brain function, was not functioning correctly. And by modifying cholinergic receptors, which is what piracetam does in part, I don't know if it's allosteric, but I know that it just sort of increases their density or somehow allows acetylcholine to flow through the receptors better. It just optimizes that system. Then he gets a great effect. Doesn't need choline, just needed modifications of the cholinergic system, which is something that piracetam does. Didn't need an additional quantity of acetylcholine, okay? Hope that's been helpful. Hope that's been useful. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, 20% off everything at the Cortex Labs website right now. That's the powerful Cortex stack. Out of our digital guides, the most popular is really the beginner's guide to aniracetam, because that is like 25 aniracetam stacks, gives you what to cycle on when you cycle off of aniracetam. Very powerful digital guide, but folks really love the Nootropics Pro stack list, and all the business folks that we consult with and that we interact with, send us emails, have been getting and loving the nootropic stacks for the business professional. But anyone can use that. Because if you need 100 stacks that are geared toward productivity and you're not a business person but you want to be productive, doesn't matter, the stacks still turn on brain function. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com right now, 20% off. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it. We delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Nootropics Pro stack list. The Nootropics Pro stack list is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Nootropics nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Nootropics stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of Nootropics stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics, to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.